uh, because I can set them up. But the comments, uh, you know,
Yep.
we'll go back and forth with the comments that way. It'll be more fluid. But hey, 25 minutes.
Let's do that.
I just tripled up in poker too.
Nice.
10 minutes. I'll do the intro again.
Right.
And you turned that other thing off, right?
It's done, yeah.
All right. All right, we're about to go live. I'll do the intro and then we on.
Yep. The broadcast is live.
Welcome to Wait What? You're here with Dre and Jesse again. We just come on for a special to talk about the Cal Rittenhouse verdict. How's it going, Dre?
Oh, it's going. This verdict is really not surprising, but folks is losing their minds. That's sad to say.
Well, it's really not that surprising. The last time we talked, I thought they were going to get something. I really thought they were going to get him for something, a lesser charge, and especially taking like 4 days. I mean, what are you guys talking about for 4 days and still come up with nothing? No, just kidding. So we're going to be trying out something new too. We also have a phone number that you can call us in at.
Call in!
By request, 608-957. 608-957-8724. That's 608-957-8724. It also should scroll across the screen if you're watching us live.
Yeah.
We won't be able to pull in all the telephone calls at all the time, but we do want to offer it for those who want to call in and talk, ask a question or something like that. We're going to be balancing out how we do the phones. But
right.
Anyway, so, hey, you called it. You said nothing was going to happen. I said that, they're going to get him for something. I really felt that the prosecutor did a weak job in the beginning. The prosecutor was very weak in the beginning. His closing argument was pretty good. He pissed the judge off like 4 times. He did like 4 constitutional violations. I mean,
Right.
really, even if he would have got a conviction, they would have had by the very nature to declare a mistrial. I mean, it was some egregious mishaps
It was bad.
in this. It was bad. It was bad. The prosecutor started off, and then even his own witnesses was refuting. He just didn't seem like he even knew what the witnesses was going to say. I mean, I knew. I didn't feel good about it once the guy that he shot in the arm got up and said, "I waved my gun at his head first." I was like, "How as a prosecutor do you not know that's coming?"
Caught him by surprise.
Yeah, it was pretty much done in there.
Yeah.
And so, what are your thoughts, man?
I don't think they picked the best prosecutor for the case. I think they picked a prosecutor for the case. That's one. I don't think they had any intentions on making this kid do any time at all. So they just kind of, they picked probably the worst prosecutor of the bunch. Because let's see, they charged him with having the wrong gun, so that got thrown out. The prosecutor was literally asking questions that they did not know the answers to, which violates lawyering 101. Never, ever ask a question when you don't know the answer ahead of time. I thought he was going to get off anyway because I'm like, well, he defended himself. Like, if you check out all the emotional stuff, he defended himself. We went with a lot of confirmation bias stuff like, well, he brought the gun from out of state and brought it in state. No, he got the gun there, and there he's legally allowed to carry the gun. He didn't bring it back across state lines. He dropped it off before he went back home. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff, and they attacked him. Sure, he had the rifle, and sure, he might have been like, look, don't bring no drama here, blah blah blah. And he could have been getting loud and antagonistic, but he wasn't using the rifle as a weapon. They did attack him. So at that point, he's allowed to defend himself. God, it's sad to
But
say.
we do have I think, but it depends on the state and the laws that you're working with, because I believe in Wisconsin, you have a right. I mean, I think if you can retreat, you have to retreat. Not saying he had. I mean, obviously the jury didn't feel that he could have retreated.
Where the hell was he going to retreat to?
Well, I'm just saying that's the way the law is set up. But the thing is that I just don't think. I mean, Cal. I mean, it was. I don't know if it was the worst prosecution. I thought the prosecution did as good a job as he could with the case that he had. I mean, it was going to be an uphill battle anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really going to be an uphill battle to win this case for any prosecutor. I mean, Cal probably have. I mean, he has probably one of the best lawyers that money could buy. And his video, and the guy that said that he shot at Cal head through the case anyway, and the other two people are dead. So,
right.
So it's been a battle for any prosecutor to really win this. Like I say, I thought the prosecutor stepped on his toes a lot with the judge, but I don't think that came into play because obviously the jury really, really deliberated and they really, really felt that he was innocent. I'm not sure that you can, in your right mind, send Cal to jail. Somebody said they listen to my typing at work. I don't know in your right mind you can fairly say that the prosecutor did enough to send him to jail.
No, he didn't.
Well, we appreciate you listening to us while you're at work.
Right?
Huh?
They're listening and typing like, what?
We appreciate you.
We're going to say something, they're going to mess up. Be like, what?
But I just don't think a prosecutor could have won.
No,
I don't think a prosecutor could have won. This would have been a tough case. Everybody knew going in it was a tough case. I'm not sure even the people that like me. I'm not sure the prosecution had enough evidence to find him guilty versus me just really, really wanting him to be guilty because of what this case represents and the problems that it's caused. Because now we're going to have every vigilante with a gun running around trying to shoot at people and protect people because it's their right. You know, that I'm more scared of the implications that this have on us as an overall, you know, what this means now. Because let's be real. I mean, we dealing with this because people are running around with guns. Like, if Cal didn't have access to guns, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, but seeing as how that's not a thing, like, he just had the gun. But now remember this. Somebody also pointed the gun at him, so let's not forget that. Like, everybody had guns.
Right, and he said it in trial.
Somebody pointed
the prosecution was caught off guard.
He was like, you had a gun? Well, yeah, I pointed my gun at him. Oh, so that's why they shot me in the hand. Well, what'd you think was going to happen? Like, it's funny. Like, dudes
shout out to Stefan. Shout out to Stefan. But hey, I think all judges are biased. I mean, I really think you go into a case, a judge is going to either feel that this case should be in front of him or it shouldn't. And I think that's with every case.
Yep.
The judge goes here saying the prosecution should bring this trial or it shouldn't even be brought here, or the defendant is guilty and now the prosecution got to show it. I don't think I honestly don't think there's a problem with the judge being biased because I just think in every case a judge goes in with whether this case should be tried or whether it shouldn't be tried. And if he think it shouldn't be tried, he's still just a judge.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to lean one way and be tougher on one side or the other. And if he think the defendant is lying, then he's going to lean toward the prosecution. So I honestly think no matter, even if you go in for a traffic ticket and be like, hey, turn on yellow, the judge is going to feel a type of way. I remember I had a traffic ticket, and the police officer was like, well, he made a left-hand turn on yellow. You know, stop. You know, pretty much stop on yellow. And the judge like, I make left-hand turns on yellow all the time. Do that mean you're going to pull me over? I mean, they go in with, they go in biased one way or the other already. And they're not the ones that's actually deciding whether he's innocent or guilty. So I don't really have a problem with the judge being biased.
And I don't think he was really biased because remember, they thought it was biased when when the judge was like the whole don't call him victim thing, but that's how he has always run his courtrooms. Like, you were not allowed to call victims, but it wasn't new. That's how his courtroom was managed. That might be why he was even picked to be that judge. But
and it's a self-defense case. It's a self-defense case.
Exactly. That's nice. I think there are two realities: the actual court case and the conditions and mindset that brought Rittenhouse to Kenosha. The condition and mindset that brought him to Kenosha. he was asked to
I
come
agree with
defend.
that.
He was asked to come protect the family's car dealership. He was
No,
asked.
he was not.
Yeah. They asked
No,
him.
the car dealership said he wasn't asked.
They said
No,
it was
he
in
was
the
not
trial.
asked.
It was in the trial. They asked him to come up there. It was literally
Yes,
in
but the
trial.
guy said he didn't ask him to come. The guy said he didn't ask him to come.
Oh, okay.
So regardless of what they testified,
I understand
he
that.
was not asked to be there.
All that matters what was said in court. So then they'll get him for freaking what?
The bottom there is his vigilante.
Right.
The vigilante, Napoleon complex, want to be a police officer. That's what brought him to Kenosha. Let's be fair.
I know. I understand that. You want that to be true.
AR-15. If he didn't have an AR-15, he wouldn't be in Kenosha.
You want that to be true, but here's the problem: the guy didn't testify in court.
No,
This is my thing. He might have went out to try to save his butt and be like, I don't want to get in trouble.
The guy did testify in court. The guy testified in court.
He asked Kyle to be there. The people everybody's saying all these things.
We gotta have to research that because somebody.
Yeah, he didn't testify in court about why Kyle was at the.
We have to research that.
Yeah, nobody did. The witnesses, people were saying like, well, Kyle was doing this to these people, doing this to these people, but none of those people.
No, I'm talking about what the store owner said.
The store owner didn't testify.
Okay, I gotta look it up because I might be getting the Arbor case and that confused. I could have swore the guy said he didn't ask him to be there.
The dealership owner, the dealership owner didn't testify.
What up, Ray? What up? Okay, but he said he didn't ask Kyle to be there. So, but again, man, now we have to see what's up with the. I don't know. I don't think there's gonna have any bearing on the Aubrey case. I think that's a slam dunk now. After Travis testified, that was the worst dumpster fire I've ever seen in the history of testimonials. I mean, that guy should have never taken a stand. But I mean, stand on the cow case. I mean, it's hard for me, even though I really wanted him to be found guilty. Like again, I'm more not, and I admit I'm biased because I'm not on the law. I just don't think the prosecution did enough. But on principle and for what this represents, this is just not good in the U.S. But it's always been the U.S. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of vigilante dudes running around with guns, thinking they're superheroes, protecting other people's property. I mean, that's just the American way. With their AR-15s.
AR-15.
But I don't think which is not automatic rifles.
There you go. Get it right.
And one of the dumbest things. So, yeah, I was being sarcastic, but yeah, technically, I guess, But I mean, one of the things, and a lot of people are talking about that the judge throughout the case of. With the underage possession, he really, I mean, they wouldn't have been able to prove that case. It was nowhere close because, but this is what baffles me about the U.S. All right, so you can't have a short barrel shotgun, right? You can't have a short barrel shotgun because that would have been illegal. But because it was 2 inches longer than what they consider a short gun, it is not considered a dangerous weapon.
No, what it was it wasn't that it was a dangerous weapon. It was not the weapon they charged him with having.
No, that's what they said.
Yeah,
No, that's not what it is. No, he can't possess a short barrel shotgun in Wisconsin. That's illegal. But because it was 2 inches longer than a short barrel shotgun, it's not considered an illegal weapon. That's why the case was thrown out.
Oh, you mean it wasn't considered an illegal weapon, you mean? Yeah, because it wasn't an illegal weapon. It was 2 inches longer. That means it's not illegal. If it's not illegal, Jesse, it's not illegal.
That's what I'm saying, because it's 2 inches longer.
Exactly, because there's a difference between having a sawed-off shotgun and a shotgun.
Are you listening to what I'm saying? I'm saying it's a stupid law. That's what I'm saying, because 2 inches make a difference whether a shotgun is illegal or not is dumb. We have some dumb laws that we have to figure out how to rectify. So because it was 2 inches, because it was 2 inches to decide whether a gun, and the longer the gun, the less dangerous it is.
No,
It's stupid.
Oh no,
yes,
no, no.
Brandon. We know, not guilty. We know.
Jesse, you filed you fired the shotgun before, right?
Yeah.
You fired the shotgun. All right. So, a sawed-off shotgun, right, has a much wider spread. Fair enough. Than say a long barrel shotgun, right? When it's not, the spread's not going to be as wide, because how that works.
Right.
So that there is your big huge difference, right? So it's kind of like saying, like you can't have a drum anymore, but you can have a 15-round clip. Right? There has to be a point where, all right, that's just too many, or that's just too much, or you know what I'm saying? So they have to have a limit somewhere. All right, so with the guns, they charged him with having a shorter gun than what he actually had. And since that is the case, he didn't have that short of a gun, so he didn't. So according to the law,
I'm talking about the Wisconsin law.
Yeah,
which decides that 2 inches makes a difference.
Yes. Because it has to draw
I understand the fact
somewhere.
that he's not guilty. You missing my point.
Yeah, he's not
I
guilty.
understand that. You missing my point.
He's not guilty, though.
I'm saying it's a stupid law.
It's not.
It's a stupid law that 2 inches decide whether a gun is dangerous or illegal.
Because it had to draw the line somewhere.
Law. That's like saying, hey, you can't have a 100-round clip, but you can have a 90-round clip. It's a dumb law however you chop it up.
But they already
I'm not saying that he broke the law.
No, but they already do that, Jesse.
Right.
With
Again,
clips.
I'm saying it's stupid.
Yeah, but they have
That's what I'm saying. It's a stupid law.
But they have to draw the line somewhere, Jesse. Where would you have to draw the line?
Shotguns are dangerous.
So then possess no shotguns.
Either shotguns are legal or they're not.
Yeah,
whether it's a short barrel shotgun or a long barrel shotgun or a bow and arrow or a bazooka. Like,
I see. You want it to be either all shotguns are legal or no shotguns are legal.
Yeah, yes. Like, it's stupid to be like, well, this is 2 inches. Like, if it was 2 inches shorter, then it would be, like, to me, that's just stupid.
Right, okay. Like, and I get what you're saying, but they had to make a difference because, once again, long barrel shotguns are used for shooting, for hunting and things, so you have to keep those legal. But but you don't need a double barreled shotgun for hunting because, well, or a double barreled sawed off shotgun for hunting because you're not going to hit anything with it. So obviously,
but if you say you got a single barrel shotgun, right?
Yes.
And you saw it off,
then
it's going to be dangerous, right?
Yeah. Then it's
going to be illegal.
It's going to be
illegal.
Yes.
But if you have an AR-15 that shoots 40 rounds, they consider that more dangerous than you sawing off a single barrel shotgun.
No, the AR-15
That's what I'm talking about.
dangerous.
Like somebody said, there's a lot of loopholes in our stupid American laws.
The AR-15 is less dangerous than the sawed-off double-barrel shotgun. And the AR-15.
What about a single-barrel shotgun?
It's still it's less dangerous than the single-barrel shotgun. But it's and that's just how they're used or whatever. Well, I understand that AR-15 sounds really nasty and seems like it's an evil, the worst thing in the world. An AR-15 is no different than 9mm. It just has a really long barrel.
Well, we already know that if he was a black guy, the fact that he brought an AR-15 anywhere outside his car would have probably got him shot. Like we already know that. Like
yeah,
literally.
See, you say that's not true.
Cases where people just.
That's not true, Jesse. Brothers was marching armed here in Minneapolis, with them on full display. They was marching.
Yes,
in the South,
we know there's exceptions to.
So
Andre, we know there's exceptions to every rule. We know there's exceptions to every rule. But I mean, we're talking about Minnesota. What about
Texas open carry? Pick another one.
Philando, is it Philando Castile?
He never saw the gun with Philando Castile. The guy panicked when Philando said, "I have a license to carry," and the guy panicked when he was waiting for the thing.
So you think they're gonna let him walk around with an AR-15?
Once again, Jesse, I'm literally telling you that during the protest, black people were walking around fully armed.
Yes, I am sure in an organized, controlled environment.
So then, yes.
I'm sure in an organized, controlled environment.
That Asian cop shot the black guy because the Asian cop was scared. That Asian cop was afraid of the black guy who reached.
But he's not. So what about John Crawford, who picked up a toy air gun in Walmart and was shot?
Well, that was by an idiot cop who couldn't tell the difference between the toy gun and the he couldn't tell the difference between the airsoft gun and the
Okay,
real
what
gun.
about Tamir, who had a
Tamir Rice, who also had
at the playground?
Tamir Rice also had a black airsoft gun pointing at people in the park, and the cop got out. Wait, stop.
Again, but they're not illegal, right? The guns are not illegal, right?
No, they're not illegal, but you have to get close enough to that damn thing to see that it's clearly an airsoft gun. If you take the airsoft gun and you take off the bright
even
orange
if it is a real gun,
if you take off the bright
even
orange
if it's a real gun,
if it's a real gun,
Andre,
you shoot the
stop
person with the
deflecting
real
and
gun.
Listen. Even if it's a real gun, right?
Right.
Even if it's a real gun, guns are not illegal. You have a Second Amendment right to carry a gun. So
Not at
even
12.
if you have a real gun, you should not be killed just simply for having something that's legal.
Yes, I understand that, and I'm not disputing that people don't get killed for these things, right? But let's not act like that's what happens all of the time. Okay, you have to remember that those are literal.
Again, there are exceptions to every rule.
Right, and
We get that.
And
You're talking about exceptions to the rule, not the
these
rule.
are right, but the rule is we always don't get shot. Right? That's really not the rule. The rule is
we get shot.
We get shot. Us getting shot is the
everybody else, right?
Us getting shot is the exception, Jesse. Every black person, black people encounter police every day
I
of the
disagree
week.
with that. The exception
So every black person that gets police
it's the exception. Okay.
Right. The exception is rare.
What?
The exception means rare. It doesn't mean all the time. The rule is what happens all the time, and all the time, black people don't die.
Who said that? Who said that? Dude, stop strawmanning. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Compared to white people, right? People are 3 times or more likely to get shot being unarmed, right?
Yes.
So, yes, of course they're not killing every black person that got a gun. But compared to the majority, we get slaughtered way more.
We get shot more because there's still all individual choices by.
Now you're gonna make an excuse for why we get shot more?
No. What I'm literally trying to make an
excuse for why we get shot more.
I'm literally trying to tell you the actual facts of this matter. There's 3 million police in America. 3 million police. They have 3 million encounters every day with black people. Are there 3 million black people who die every day? No, which means it's not the rule.
Who said that? You're missing the point.
Yes, black people die more. Yes.
To the majority.
Yes.
To the majority, not compared to how many cops there are.
Yes, compared to the majority, there's a whole lot of things that happen with black people that happen way more than anything else. Right? My point is.
Yes. Finally you admit it.
Yes, but I've been admitting it. Jesse, here's my problem. Okay, you see how very passionate you are right now about how when a white cop kills a black person. You know how passionate you are about that right now, right?
I don't even talking about a black person, a cop killing a black person. Now you're going to try to deflect and say, oh, why do we get mad when white people kill black people and not when black people get just as mad when black people kill black people.
No, we don't.
So stop being ridiculous
oh my
with
God,
your
you are crazy.
arguments.
Okay. Tell me the last BLM protest when the black person shot a black person.
Okay,
tell me.
Let you go off for your tangent so you can say black people don't get mad when black people get like.
We're conditioned not to.
You want to get to the point where you say black people don't get mad.
No, we're just used to it.
When black people kill black people, which is a dumb argument.
It's not a bum argument. It's a bum argument when here's the bottom line. When the fact is,
I said it's a dumb argument.
It's not a dumb argument when the reality is we are desensitized to it. We see it all the time. We get up in arms over the white cop. But I live in Minneapolis where they dropping motherfuckers like crazy and nobody's pissed off. No one gets upset. There's no daily
I see
march.
people pissed off all the time. You live in Minneapolis. I see people protesting in Minneapolis.
But they're not protesting.
You don't think people in the communities? You don't see people in the community protesting.
It's not like it is. It's not like it is.
This is across America.
Once again, we just.
So you're gonna tell people how to be irate? You gonna tell people how they should be angry?
Okay, so who's angry about Young Dog?
Nobody. Okay, your mic is cutting out. You keep moving around or something. Your mic is cutting out.
All right. So what I'm saying is,
you're gonna try to tell people how they should be angry.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying we need to keep the same energy. For the energy that we have.
Okay, this is what you're missing, though. This is what you're missing. If a black person kill a black person and he get caught, he's going to jail. He's going to have to pay. So what's the point of arguing and fighting? What you're missing is that when white people kill black people, oftentimes they don't go to jail. So of course people are going to be more uproar because the system doesn't work equally. That's what people are pissed off at. Now, if white people went to jail when they killed black people, you wouldn't see people in such an uproar.
I'll give you
because
that.
the scales are so.
I give you that. That for a while, for a long ass time until just recently, white folks weren't going to jail. But in the last 3 years, white folks have been going to jail. Progress takes a very
And
long
you
time.
have seen more and more people come together. You have seen more and more people come together.
But meanwhile,
Right?
but meanwhile, and once again, what I'm saying is we need to make sure we keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying.
We do have the same energy. What are you talking about? Again, when black people kill black people, they go to jail. You want people to argue over something that's already happening?
It's not. It's
Like,
about
oh,
stopping
you
it, right? It's literally about
How do you
stopping
stop it? How do you stop people from killing people? How do you stop white people from killing white people? How do you stop Asian people from killing Asian people? How do you stop Latino people from killing Latino people?
Okay,
how do you
Jesse,
stop
we can do
anybody
that.
from
Yes,
killing?
everybody
People kill
kills
people that look like them.
People kill people who they're around, but we just tend to do it more. This is my problem. We do it more than
How
anybody
do
else
you
does.
stop people? Okay, what's the solution to stop people from killing people? Stopping criminals from killing people. What is the solution to that?
At such a
Here
high
in America, how do you?
at the high rate that we're doing it, it's
How do you
inexcusable.
stop that? Saying something like that, which is illogical and irrational, is
Whoa. What the hell? Whoa.
All right, look like Dre popped
Woo.
back in.
Woo. Woo.
I think you got a bad connection, but
Dude.
that might just be karma.
That was horrible. It might just be karma. No, what I'm
Your
saying,
connection
Jesse,
is bad, so that might just be karma.
what I'm saying, Jesse, is
Oh, you heard that statement?
yeah, it's not a karma thing, dog. No, here's the thing. All right, what I'm saying is, while yes, it's been very fucking unfair and everything else, we've got to remember that we can't keep we act like it's really common and normal for the police to actually kill black people when it's really not so much common and normal. We just it's
Compared to the majority. That's what we're talking about. We're not saying that
I'm
police
not
are just
denying
out
that,
killing
but it
black
still
people.
doesn't make it common and normal. It just means it happens more to us, but it doesn't make it common or normal.
Okay, then what we mean is that it happens more to us.
That's what
Does
I
that
said.
make you
I never
happier to say
denied
it that way?
I never denied it. I never
Obviously,
denied
I
that.
mean, it's like a point of contention.
Well, it would happen more to us because, well, there's more of them than us. So obviously, there's 1%
Someone
of
said I
it.
wouldn't have gotten off. Obviously, I know I wouldn't have gotten off. That's why we're having this discussion.
No, I don't know.
They must have gotten
Not
confused with
Wisconsin.
you.
He wouldn't have gotten off in Wisconsin, but he probably would have gotten off in like Florida. He'd have gotten off in Texas. He'd have gotten off in where you have the right to actually defend yourself. In Wisconsin, nah, he wouldn't have gotten off. It's literally about where you're from. Because brothers, I talk
Yeah, I
about
heard
brothers from Texas all the time, straight up. If you know the law and you have your gun and you blah 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 and you do it and you are licensed to have your shit and you're standing upright, you can't defend yourself. Wisconsin doesn't have I don't know if Wisconsin even has a castle law, but I know Wisconsin doesn't have stand your ground.
Like I say, I think you do have a duty to retreat if you can. So it's not the same. We do have some form of a castle law, but let's be real though. Let's be real. Even in Florida, even in Texas, when you have the castle ground law, the odds of black people are more likely to get off when they kill other black people than they are when they kill white people. Even with the castle law. So let's be fair with that.
All right, it doesn't happen that often, but I'd agree with it. I would think
Yeah,
if you're
because
black,
people know better.
I would think if you're black and you kill a white person, you better have a ton of witnesses to say that white person was whooping your ass before you killed him. Like, you know,
Right.
you didn't have a choice.
Right.
He can't just.
So to talk about the black people and the castle laws and all that,
Right.
it's kind of like not fair. I mean, because they still have rules. As long as they're not killing white people, of course, stay your ground works. I mean, it's the same way in Florida. Like, you're more like 8 times more likely to be convicted if you're a black person to kill a white person versus killing a black person. I mean, they have the stand your ground laws work great.
in Florida.
in Florida.
But once again, I think like with Rittenhouse, people are trying to attribute racism to it. It's got nothing to do with it. They want to say it's white privilege. It's not white privilege because he killed a bunch of white folks, and I don't see where white privilege would come in. And they also
obviously you don't know what white privilege is.
Well, hold up, wait. Why
would it be white privilege because he killed white people? It's still white privilege.
But the problem is
privilege with money.
What was the privilege? Was the privilege that the prosecutor fucked up the whole entire trial? Was that the white privilege, or was the white privilege that the prosecutor didn't know what he was doing?
No, you just admitted what the privilege was, and you forgot already. You said, Jesse, if you would have did that, you wouldn't have got off in Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin, I think you would have been done, but they would have been. You'd have got a better prosecutor.
So that's the difference. That's privilege. Like that is the definite. That's the exact definition of privilege.
That they gave him the worst prosecutor on the planet. Okay, fair. I'll do that. Because
again, I don't think he was a bad prosecutor. I just think he really didn't have a case to go to trial.
You would not have got that prosecutor. You would have not got that prosecutor. That prosecutor would not have made that mistake. He would have not made the gun mistake.
You think a different prosecutor would have made a difference in the Cal Rittenhouse case?
Hell yeah.
No.
Think about the mistakes.
This dude was not going to jail.
Think about the mistakes. He was not going to jail. Jesse, you literally listed all the mistakes this prosecutor made. Right?
Yeah,
he was a piece
but I don't
of
think it would have mattered.
He was
He had to. He had to do that even to make the trial close. Other than that, he has nothing.
Okay, then in that case, he didn't have anything to convict the guy of. This is the whole entire thing. If that's all that prosecutor really had, then he didn't have shit in the first place. And in that case, they just wasted a bunch of fucking time to try to make it appear as if
I'm not saying he didn't have anything. I'll tell you why. He brought the wrong charges. First degree murder was never good charges. That was just done. He was done with. That's why he had to ask for lesser charges.
Yeah.
But he was pretty much like you should have. There was no way anyone. I don't even know if I'd have convicted him on first degree charges, first degree murder charges. Like it just wasn't going to happen.
He was self defense. He could have got involuntary manslaughter, maybe.
Right. That's what I mean. First off, they brought the wrong charges.
So once again, he was a horrible. Like I said, he was not the Wisconsin's best prosecutor. Like when Minnesota, the attorney general took this shit over.
That must be to Jesse. I'm gonna have to stop yelling at the mic. Is that to me, William?
You're from Chicago, Jesse. You got this. The loudest voice is right. That's that Chicago aggression.
Andre definitely get me worked up.
That's that Chicago aggression, Jesse.
If I'm being distorted, my bad. I blame Andre.
That's that Chicago aggression, Jesse. You're like, fuck no, nigga, no. Come on, nigga, no. This is what it is.
I don't even use the N word, man. Ever in my life.
That's how you is, though. No, man, I'm telling you what. Where you from in Chicago? O-Block, that's right. You from O-Block.
Inglewood, Woodlawn.
O-Block, that's right. O-Block up in here. This is O-Block in here, man.
You don't bring that here. O-Block, but far enough away never to go in there. I used to go to a skating rink like right next to Parkway. That was the closest I got, right next door. It wasn't called O-Block when I was there, though. We just called it Parkway Gardens. But
on the real, I think the prosecutor was garbage, to be honest. I think they would have got, like when we went after Chauvin here, the attorney general took over. He got directly involved in, and they took literally the best of the prosecutors and was like, you all can handle this. Wisconsin was like, hey, Bob, what do you normally do? Well, I handle the insurance fraud. Well, hey, Bob, what we need you to do there is go handle this murder case. Well, I don't know anything about murder. It's just like insurance.
You know what? This is what I believe. If the prosecutor would have been so bad, it would have never took him 4 days to decide he was innocent. The prosecutor actually gave him something to think about.
I think it took 4 days to try to find a way to find him guilty and gave up.
William said, I agree the wrong charges were brought. And I agree. Like, that was just too much. Like, it was just no way. Like I say, I would have had a hard time voting for him for first-degree murder. Like, but the prosecutor, I think, did a good job because of the fact that it took him 4 days. So, obviously, he had him thinking some of the stuff that he introduced probably wouldn't have held up. I mean, it was going to be a mistrial. The judge had those cards in his back pocket because he would have never – I don't think he believed even if Cal was guilty, it wasn't going to be a first degree. So he probably would have made it a mistrial.
Threw it out.
I think he did somewhat believe. And for what everybody said about the judge, I think the judge the judge did let a lot of stuff go. He could have declared a mistrial once when he talked about his silence, him being silent and not talking it out. And two, when he brought up something that the judge told him was absolutely off limits. Yeah. And he's right. Sometimes the defendants do open the door for you to go down that line of questioning. But I have I on TV, but I have watched Law and Order, CSI, and I slept at a Holiday Inn. And I will tell you, they always ask the judge, like, Judge, permission to seek this line of questioning because the defendant opened the door. And then the judge then will say yes or no. And like I say, again, I'm sure people, like, there's lawyers listening like, oh, no, you're not a lawyer, so you don't know. But I have always heard them say, permission to treat the witness as hostile. Permission, or can I, like, he opened his door, now can I ask this line of questioning? And the judge will rule right then and there, yes or no. Because the defendant had just did that earlier and asked if he could pursue a line of questioning, and the judge said yes or no. So the prosecutor, again, I think what
you want to say he was good, Jesse. He was horrible. Just say the prosecutor sucked.
I'm not saying he was horrible or he was good. I'm saying he didn't have anything to really, for what he had to work with, this was a clear cut going to be a self-defense case. He already was taken from under, his legs was taken from under when he couldn't use the word victims. I mean, he was already going in behind the 8 ball. And for him to make them deliberate for 4 days, to me, says a lot about the job he did with the lack of...
They spent 4 days, Jesse, trying to find a way to find... They spent 4 days trying to find a way to find him guilty. They couldn't. There was nothing. That's why they kept asking for all these different things.
And that's because the prosecutor did such a good job presenting his case. That's what I'm saying.
If you spend 4 days trying to find a way to find the guy guilty, the prosecutor didn't prove his case.
How do you know what they spent 4 days doing?
Because actually, guilty verdicts come back a lot. Guilty verdicts come back a lot faster than not guilty verdicts.
I have seen not guilty again. I stayed at a Holiday Inn and I have seen not guilty verdicts. I don't know. Do they got those Holiday Inn commercials in Minnesota?
Guilty verdicts come back so fast, dude. It's unreal. Not guilty verdicts take debate and everything
what?
else. They do. Guilty verdicts come back fast. No. Chavez trial, the guilty verdict came back as soon as possible.
He was just guilty. Like there was no way he was getting around that. Chavez was like, they was like, dude, one of us got to get thrown to the wolves. Sorry. Like, before Chavez went in, you knew he was going to be found. Once the police chief started testifying against him, it was like, dude, the police chief never come out and testify against officers. I was like, they told him, like, dude, one of us got to lay down on our sword.
It's going to be you.
You're going to take this one.
Guilty verdicts just come back faster than not guilty verdicts. So that's why I said the faster the return, the better it is for the prosecution. The longer it takes, the more it benefits the defendant. Because that means they're looking for ways. Yes.
I disagree with that. But someone said, can he be charged federally?
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't bring the gun across the border.
But now with the,
he didn't bring the gun across the border.
He can't be charged federally, but not with murder or anything like that. That falls under the state. I mean, he's not going to be charged federally because I don't think they fall under protected class, maybe. I don't know. Like, I think, like, say if the people he shot was black, then maybe the Justice Department could bring, like, a civil rights charge. And those could carry the same amount of time. Yeah. But I don't know that he violated anybody's civil rights.
Well, give the right to live.
That the Justice Department would be able, unless they say, like, I mean, and I don't think they will. I don't think they will bring any federally charges. I'm just snowballing here. Like, unless they say, no, I was going to say right to protest was violated, but
they're going to let this one die. He didn't bring the gun across the border. He didn't bring the gun back across state lines.
Yeah, he didn't bring the gun across state lines.
He didn't do nothing, and it's hard. It's not against the law to cross state lines, though, my friend. He just crossed state lines.
Or with a gun.
He didn't.
And with a gun. You can bring guns anywhere.
But he didn't cross with the gun. He picked the gun up in Kenosha, and he picked the gun up.
Right. I'm saying even if he did bring the gun, is not. I mean, because you can have guns anywhere.
Yeah. So
I mean, in the U.S.
crossing state lines isn't really it's not a big thing, and he just crossed it. He was unarmed. I mean, it'd be awesome to be able to charge his mom or his dad, but. You can't.
Now, that's who should be charged. She should, like, man. She said she didn't drop him off. I don't know if I always thought she dropped him off, but in the interview, she said she didn't drop him off. but he should have been in bed. And I'm sure he's gonna go kick it with the Proud Boys tonight and wear one of those free as fuck shirts again. It's sad, man. It's sad. But that's the world we live in, right? All right, I think you went mute again.
Yeah,
Ray.
no, I just think, wow. No, my mind was literally just on I'm already going to the Ahmaud Arbery case, and I think that's going to be, I think those guys are going to go to jail.
Hey, the one dude, Brian, contacted the DA and was like,
I want a deal.
His testimony, he was like, hey, dude threw all of us under the bus.
Right.
Now, if they get off after Travis' testimony, I have never promoted looting and rioting, but in my Chris Rock voice, if they did,
that's
I understand.
where it right.
Like,
I mean, dude, did you see old boy? And old boy wanted to make a deal with the prosecution, and he was denied.
Yes.
They was like,
yes,
no.
But,
what?
Dude,
what?
Travis was so bad that dude was like, yeah, I like to cut a deal.
He was like, I want a deal. No, what? Yeah, you ain't getting no deals. We gonna put you under this motherfucker.
So this is the interesting thing, right? Now that prosecutor a beast,
right?
She was killing him, but so they must have been getting like, you know what we need to do? We need to put one of y'all have to go on stage. They was like, we're probably gonna pick the smartest one and do the least amount of damage. So they probably nominated Travis. And if he was the best one out of the three that they had to offer, I mean, wow! Can you imagine what the other two would have said? It's so bad, so bad. They got to go, and I think they will go.
Yeah, I think they're going to go to. I think the guys with Ahmaud Arbery are going to jail because they're going to start flipping on each other huge. And I agree with them.
I agree with this. They defended. They rested their case.
The Ahmaud Arbery trial?
Yeah, both of them rested yesterday.
Oh, but they
gotta go to.
They can still make
deals.
The case is over. No, they can still make deals.
The prosecution already said no.
Yeah, but no. Here's the thing: the prosecution did say no. We got your asses. But no, the other lawyers are going to start really pushing to make deals. So it's going to be a
theme. No, it's done.
Dude, you realize they can make deals right up until the jury reads the verdict, right? You know they can just make deals.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying, the prosecution, okay, Aubrey's mom already said no. The prosecution pretty much went and asked her if she wanted to make a deal, and she said no. Prosecution said no.
No, Aubrey's mom said that she was told that they asked.
No. They asked her. The prosecution asked her if they should make a deal.
That's not what I read.
Yes, it is. They talked to her first because they're not going to make a decision about making a deal without talking to her. Closing arguments on Monday, right? But they asked Aubrey's mom. I was listening to her lawyer. They asked her first, and she said she didn't want a deal. And they went back and said no deal. Because I was wondering myself, why would the prosecution not take a deal? And his mother didn't want a deal. She believed they're all going to be found guilty. If I'm Brian, I'd be like, hey, I would testify for you about some other cases, which I'm sure they didn't chase some black people out of their neighborhood on. But again, man, Cal Rittenhouse found not guilty. I don't know. Hopefully, Kenosha just keep eating cookies because what was it? Peace cookies that they brought that seemed to work. But we'll know by tonight really quick. And I think my whole thing in these situations like this is that, you got to get the trial to court or you got to get the case to court.
Yep.
After that, you're dealing with everyday people, emotional people. You're dealing with everyday people like you, me, your neighbor, and everybody else. And they have a right to feel however they want. Whether they find a person guilty or not, nobody can control that. Nobody will ever be able to control juries. So no amount of rioting or looting or anything like that is going to make, is going to change jury outcomes.
Right.
So I really do the big thing was getting Cal in front of a jury. That happened, and he was scared. I mean, that kid.
Right.
I did not realize how scared he was. He knew that he was that close to going to jail. I mean, his knees buckled in court. He was
cried.
crying.
He cried when he was guilty. He cried. He cried. He was scared.
I did not expect.
But real quick,
real
quick, subject change. Can we stop? Trotting Jesse Jackson around like he's something important? The man has dementia. He doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't know his name. Can we stop?
Oh my God.
Can we stop?
What is with the right wing and dementia?
No.
He toured the world talking to world leaders.
Okay, there's a huge difference in what's going on with Biden and Jesse. Jesse clearly does not know what the hell's going on.
Why would you say that? He just got over COVID and he's elderly.
Have you not been seeing Jesse? Did you not?
I have seen him.
Have you not? Have you heard him speaking, or have you just seen him?
Yes. He just got out of. He just got over COVID.
I'm telling you right now. And
he's old. He's older.
No, I get that. I said that's what I'm saying. Can we stop trotting him out there because at this point we're just using him as a
trotting him out there?
Oh,
who trotting him? Do you think somebody called him, or do you think he showed up on his own?
You think he showed up on his own to the Arbery trial? Or do you think he was brought down there?
You think somebody was like, "Hey, we need you here"?
No, I think there's people brought him down there to show unity. But Reverend Sharpton could have did it by himself. And there's tons of other black pastors. I only say that because
whether Jesse Jackson go down there or not.
Because I think he's too. I think at this point he's so
obviously Aubrey Mother felt comfort in him coming down there.
I get it. Well, Aubrey,
how do you have a problem?
Because I'm saying, can we stop using the man and let that man live out his last days in peace and harmony and stop being
used? What do you mean using him? You think he didn't want to be there?
He's being
have
used.
Have you not known who Jesse Jackson was over the last 100 years?
Dude, I'm telling you right now. Okay,
this is what he lives for.
Jesse, I sat in the room with the man. He doesn't know what's going on.
Maybe the worst thing that can happen is he get forgotten, and people feel that he's too old or he's not needed.
I don't think it's fair. He doesn't know what's going on. It's taking advantage of the man, and that's just how I'm looking.
I heard him give a speech. Did you not hear him give a speech? Obviously, he knew what it was.
I sat in the room with him at my church and talked with him.
I'm talking about. Did you not hear him give a speech?
I've heard him give speeches.
Well, this is how bad it is, man. You got me defending Jesse Jackson.
I sat with him in a room and had a conversation. He does not know what the hell is going on, is what I'm telling you.
The right say the same thing about Biden every day.
Oh my God! So you're going to deny my reality?
What is this dementia fascination?
Okay, I just joke about Biden and say he's just gone, but Biden's Biden, right? He just looks silly.
Oh, but you're serious about?
I literally talked with Jesse Jackson. This is my point, Jesse. I had a conversation with Jesse Jackson. All right, I sat right in my church with my pastor and Jesse Jackson. And Jesse Jackson does not know what the hell's going on. As far as
when was this?
During before the George Floyd funeral.
So he's senile. He's
man, dude. I'm telling you, he just didn't know what was going on. And maybe my pastor was like, "Why do they keep trotting him out?" And I get it. Don't get me wrong, because Jesse Jackson. Wait, let me finish.
Jesse Jackson want to be there?
Let me finish. Jesse Jackson and my pastor's father were comrades and boys, like coming up forever. So I fully get it. But there's a point where just let him be. Let it just, at some point we've got to stop trotting these people out. There's tons of other young upcoming preachers.
Who was trotting them out? You act like they don't want to be there. That's what I don't get. You act like the people don't want to be there.
Man, you've got to look. Once again, you've just got to look
Jesse
at
Jackson.
You're romanticizing. You're romanticizing Jesse. All right, you're not looking at like the Jesse. Even Williams, like, yeah,
I'm not romanticizing Jesse.
You remember.
Nobody knows.
You remember cool.
No, I'm
Martin
talking about the fact that you're talking about people trying them out there.
Yes, that's what I'm
talking about. And I'm saying, do you know if he want to be there or not? That's what I'm saying.
Here's my
maybe he wants to be out there.
Okay. Then in that case, you protect him and you don't let him go. I'm sorry. I understand and it seems mean, but damn. Like, seriously. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton cannot still. It's 2021, man. Their days was the 60s to the 80s or 90s. That was them. Now it's all new now, but we need to. There's got to be somebody else, right? There's got to be somebody else there's got to be a new Jesse and a new Al, right? Because when Jesse goes in the next 5 years, what are they gonna do then?
It's over. Then we can deal with it then.
Oh, it's over. That's the dumbest thing ever, man. Oh, our leader's dead. What do we do now? Well, now we got to try to find a new one.
Who said he was our leader?
I have no idea. Right?
Who said he was our leader?
Then what's the point of him showing up?
This is my exact point. Thank you, William. Maybe this is what he needs. Maybe this is what he wants, is what I'm saying. And if this is what he wants, who is you to take his legs from under him?
I get it, man. We're allowed to have two different views